Hey there, party people. It's I, Derek, the chocolate botanist, and I'm taking a walk outside. You ever go outside and you feel like you dressed like you was homeless? Anybody else have that experience? Anybody? I do sometimes. Let me let me show y'all what the fit is doing today because we're not fitting like we want to. Hey there, Molly. We are not fitting like we ought to because today I got dressed like I was getting dressed in the dark. And let me show y'all. I looked down and I was like, whoa. So I'm about to get changed. I want y'all to see. Y'all see this? None of this matches. Whoa, ran right into that. None of this matches. So we're gonna get changed because apparently I was doing homeless couture, and I don't like that. Sometimes I do. So I'm gonna get changed. I'm gonna take a walk around my neighborhood. I'm probably gonna walk to the store because I ain't been walking in a while. And I've been cooped up in the house purposely because, I be in my own feelings about jobs and stuff like that. How are y'all doing today? What's going on in y'all world as I go and get ready to get changed? Went and checked my mail, which I don't typically do. I had to. They had ended up, let me tell y'all about this. The bank I use, I'm not going to say their name. They usually, when they send me a card, hey Kiki, when they send me a card in the mail, they're like, okay, your card expires, in like April. Your March card, you still use until pretty much the end of the month. I had went to the bank on this week, and they were like, you got to activate your card. Just put it in the ATM. And I said, well, I've been using this card for years. Why is it not activated? I've been getting money and everything. Like I would have had to activate it. Come back in, it's still not working. I said, well, it expires next month. I don't know if that hurts and helps, but what's going on? Turns out the bank had cut my card off, even though I never activated the new one. They were just like, F this. You got a new card somewhere in the mail. How y'all doing? Kiki, maybe you'll be the person that talks to me because the rest of the people, they just going quiet. How y'all doing today? I'm also going to change because it is hot outside. It's like 61. I dressed like it was 51 or 41. And I am sweating up a storm. My God, today it's so warm. How y'all doing? Yikes is right. Here we go. Yikes is right. The way the bank people were looking at me, they start talking and going out on the other side of the building to talk to each other. And they start murmuring. They start me. I said, well, what is going on? Don't send nobody after me. I swear I'm an easy takedown. But how y'all doing today? Go. You know what? I just realized I took my headphones off, so y'all probably can't hear me. Good, going to do side hustles later on. We love side hustles. Ooh, let me take this sweatshirt off. It's 68 here. That must be nice for you. Good, going to do side. I'm laying around today, but the weather is lovely. Good job for lovely weather. Let me take off this sweatshirt because with the sun and me walking, I felt like I was about to pure tea pass out. And I got my thermals on. I don't need to have none of this on. My shoes is looking dingy. I ain't felt this overheated since I worked at a cornfield in Clayton. But I'm going to get changed. I'm going to take a walk. I'm probably going to I'll probably walk around the neighborhood. There's a store I wanted to walk to and do some content with. But I feel like they don't really support, hey Grants, I feel like they don't really support the black people like they should, this organization, because, DEI and all that other stuff. These organizations are like, we're rolling back our DEI efforts even though we don't have to. So because of that, I'm rolling back my support of a lot of these companies. I don't know if some of y'all, I'm not going to show y'all while I get changed. Y'all didn't pay for this. If I had some badges bought, I may show y'all me changing out of these clothes. Give y'all a true taste of chocolate. I'm too much. Anywho, I am excited, but I want you all to keep in mind, especially my black and brown people. Remember who said something for Black History Month. And this month is Women's History Month. Remember who said something for these months, these remembrances. There's a lot of people who say they support us, but they don't do the real work. They just throw some money. They don't do the things that can really lose them money from their racist base. Whew. Boom, there we go. I changed. There we go. I did it. We did it, Joe. Where's my shoes? Get my other shoes on. Now I don't feel so homeless anymore. I'm wearing red on red. I was like, Lord, I am not matching nowhere near what I thought I was. Ooh, how are y'all doing? Are y'all started seeds yet? Have y'all done that? Y'all started any seeds? Because I have. Those right there are my sunflowers. Y'all see them? Now these at the corner are looking a little rough. I don't know what's going on with them. It almost looks like they're wilting, but I've literally wet all the corners up. My celery is falling over. I didn't plant it in deep enough or early enough, so it's gone. My bell peppers are still like no pepper. There's nothing going on in there. This though, my sunflowers, and that soil is like dry at the top. Maybe I do need to water it a little bit more for these that are wilting. I got tomatoes I started too. I need to start some more flowers. I was thinking about just sowing them outside, but I really want to start my lavender this year, start some herbs. I have not had good luck starting herbs in the past, ever. Any seed where you just got to like lay it on top of the soil, it don't do well in my arena. But there we go. I just wet this whole thing up, and we'll see if that brings those back, because they were looking rough. I haven't started my seeds yet, but I'm thinking about it. Don't think about it now. Be about it now. I feel like I'm supposed to be an ambassador. I think that's the word for Epic Gardening. And these seed packs, seed cell things that are like the 4-pack, I'm slowly becoming into slowly. I'm lying to y'all real bad. Y'all shouldn't let me lie to y'all like that. I'm quickly falling in love with these. They gave me some grow bags too, which I don't know where I'm going to put them at, because I have so much space to grow outside. Okay, let's see. Ooh. Okay, now that feels better. It doesn't feel as hot as it did. It doesn't feel as nearly as hot. There we go. So I'm going to take a quick walk. I think I am going to walk just around the neighborhood again. But it is such a beautiful day. And again, for those of you joining, I hope you're starting seeds, getting your plants ready, clearing out your areas. I need to clear off my patio. I'm going to take a walk because I've been just in the house. I've not felt like being around people. I've not felt like keeping up with people, because depression and frustration, especially trying to find a job, has been real. In trying to stay afloat for my plants even is hard. So it is what it is. I'm waiting for last frost before I get too busy. I'm usually busy. Some starts. I usually buy some starts because I'm not good at indoor to outdoor transfer. You mentioned Black History Month. This year I learned that the whole music genre of punk rock was invented and original. You talking about screaming something Hawkins. My mom is not my style. What you mean? Wait a minute. Gardening is not your style. Now, you had big ups with me by saying you was learning some Black History Roadhouse. But now, you roundhouse kick that like the Roadhouse movie. By being like, gardening ain't your style. Gardening is all of our styles. Because, from my opinion, you don't have to do an old Victorian style garden. You don't have to do, any of that stuff. You can do herbs. You can do the hottest peppers you can stand. You can do trees. You can do an orchid. an orchard rather, if you have the space. There's so much you can do when it comes to planting, right? There's so much you can do. But Black history, American history, is full of Black people. When you look at the tree of the American history of things we enjoy and love, things we need, hey there, Davida, from the stoplight to, I believe, ice cream, air conditioning, the iron, the light bulb filament, all of these things are Black history. And it really sickens me when some of these green spaces, these green organizations be like, we want, to show diversity, but they don't really show diversity. They don't say for Black History Month, we're going to celebrate these Black creators. For Asian History Month, we're going to celebrate these creators. And they do like these turtles I'm about to walk by do. You see these turtles on that log? Because they did this when I walked by earlier. Let's see if they're still going to do it. Y'all see that? One of them already fell off the log right there. He took him 2 hours to get on that log. These people go into the water and they hide when it comes time to actually do something to support brown folkses. Hello back, my incredible human. When I walked by earlier, all of them except for this front one jumped up and jumped off. And there was some here. Well, there you go. There's another one. And there was some here. They was having hot fun in the summertime when I walked by earlier. And I feel like they done went down too. But look at this. They go. I would walk down here, but I'm not wearing the right shoes and I'm a fall. But they go and they hide. Okay. Are you moving? Not you moving. Not you moving. Now don't do it. You was there strong. The big child in me wants to be like, "Rah!" and scare them so they fall off. Anywho. Like 15 turtles in this water. Anywho, that's what the people be like. And it grinds my gears because these same organizations don't want to pay Black people for their worth. They don't want to pay us when it comes time for us to actually do the work with organizations. They don't want to pay us as much as our white counterparts. And they just want to be like, we're going to feature y'all and be grateful, but we're not going to really do what they're like. It is maddening to little old me. So much madness, so much insanity. And just like turtles, these people are slow to act. Because if I was really trying to get them, I could have got them turtles. Them turtles are cute, but it ain't cute of what the people was doing to Black folk. So needless to say, it is what it is. Of all wildlife I have seen, turtles and tortoises have not been on the list. So I've seen tortoises at like a zoo. I've seen turtles since I was a child. So I come from the coast, and we used to have like the 2 feet wide, gigantic snapping turtles in the trailer park I lived at back home. So, like, you would literally walk and like see them like slowly crawl about snapping. And then you would see them sometimes dead from being ran over, which I know cars are heavy, but it just like seeing them flat like that. I'm like, how? That is just crazy. Nonetheless, this is why I prefer diverse leaderships, diverse leaders. My job interview wasn't a white man. That was a good omen. Look, when I have diverse leaders and I know they truly represent diversity and not just by, saying keywords, but they truly showcase it. So there's a company I'm not going to name. I'm going to tell y'all a story. I'm going to be giving y'all a story about my life. So what I want you to do is to use that paper airplane to share this with 5 people because I'm giving a story. Okay, that's about my personal life. So here's what had happened. And I'm actually going to go a little deeper into the woods. Here's what had happened. Last year before, was looking for a job. And I said to myself, actually it wasn't last year. Was it last year? It was 2023. I was looking for a job. Okay. I applied to every agricultural company in the Triangle, as it's called, Research Triangle Park. So pretty much Durham, Chapel Hill, Raleigh. I applied to these people. When I applied to these people, I put in my resume. I had one company where I knew some people I knew who I used to work with had went to this company. Okay, they go to this company. They tell me, it's not the money I'm looking for, but it's a good place to be. It's got some good bones in it. I said, okay. Diverse leadership team, da 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 da. I do an interview now with the places. The thing I never understand about interviews is if I'm doing an interview, with a company and it's below like senior level or management level, I don't feel like it should be waves of interviews, especially if the salary is below $80,000-$90,000 a year. Because why am I having multiple rounds of interviews for a entry-level position? Or again, a position that is literally individual contributor. But I digress. I sat through the interviews. I think this was like 2 hours or so of interviews. During one of the interviews, people, when we're talking about diversity and racism and companies having diverse leadership, one of the people came in, very diverse person. We talked. I'm feeling good about, talking to them because we talked about diversity and, how do y'all have somebody who does this and does that? And this is what I used to do in my company. And they said, well, we don't have any contributors to do that. But, sidebar, I just walked by this pumpkin here. And you can see that it's looking a little grody. This is what happens when y'all leave all that food stuff out. All these flies are cussing my name right now. Y'all see this? Anywho, they are literally all over my person. So we're going to keep going. So I talked to the man. We talk about, support and diversity and how they have something that is like across the company, but nothing local because they haven't had anybody to really step up. And I said, well, I could be a person that could step up. I would love to be that person. They say, okay. I probably should have had on some boots because I didn't remember it had rained out here. It's still wet back here. So, and this is where I'm at right now. Hey there, Gray. So, they say diversity, and we talk about it. I'm feeling good. The next person that comes in is a group of two management people. Okay? One of them, she's literally looking at me like when I say angry, scowling, mad. And she started to get like, y'all can remember like the olden cartoons where somebody would get mad or like Yosemite would get mad. He'd be like, oh, you racket frackle. That's what she looked like she had wanted to say. Like she was Yosemite for Sam. And she was ready to just rackle, frackle, pow, 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 right? Because the whole time she's also asking me questions, this woman is. And I'm answering them, and she's getting angry that she's not tripping me up. She is getting mad that I'm not being tripped up. So, I did not get that interview. I did not get that job. And I felt like it was that woman who had did it, and it got confirmed that it was her. Like, she made a stink. So this is where, somebody up here said, you work for an organization run by women. That's a fourth of the leadership. And a fourth of the leadership are Black and Latina. We're actively looking to diversify our leadership. I love that because another company I worked for, they made it seem like they couldn't find anybody, Black and brown people who were qualified. And I was like, I know that ain't the case. Like, I know they exist. And I know you got some people here who are right now who are Caucasian and not qualified. Like, I know some people who just got in here just because they got in here and they don't know what they're doing. So y'all are right. Chalk is cheap. Diversity this and diversity that. Put your money where your mouth is. You're right about that. But that's been my whole situation. In the workforce, trying to get, into jobs and them looking at me in my blackness and being like, nah. And I know some people will be like, well, Derek, your hair. They don't even interview me, man. They don't even get to the place of interviewing me. There's some jobs where there's been some people. There was a good white woman. I originally just wanted to come out here and take a walk. I don't know why I started talking about this, but there was one good white woman. I had a poet's closet. There was one good white woman I used to trust. She used to seem good, but she wasn't. And she'd be like, Derek, if you just, because I had an afro and I started my locks on and off, but I wasn't like locked up like I am now. I didn't start that until like maybe 2011, 2012. But it wasn't like really like continual, like locking up. She'd be like, Derek, if you just cut your hair to a low cut, you would be good. And I'm like, they don't even interview me. And this is back before I had all the skills and stuff I have now. So to any of you who are out there who are looking for jobs and you are having difficulty, please know it's not you. There's a lot of different factors, but it's not you. It's most likely just this system. These companies are looking for Jesus H. Christ to work for them. They don't want an actual factual person that has some issues. They want a perfect person for an imperfect position and an imperfect company. They don't want people to grow and grow with them. And if they do, it's because they're like one place I applied to recently. I know I'm overqualified. I haven't heard anything back. We'll see. And you're right, virtually. Hair doesn't impact your experience and your expertise. People who will look at my hair and they will look at my locks and my beard and they'll be like, nope, he's trouble. Because that's what they assigned to. They assign, this. Davita, you talking about your mama was so worried. My family was worried, especially once I stopped shaving. Like, stopped shaving all the way down and getting a clean face, and I started keeping a beard and really letting it go. My grandpa was like, they're going to think you one of the Taliban. That was one of his things he used to always say, God rest his soul. They're going to think you one of the Taliban. All you need is one of them head wraps. They ain't going to know you black. They're going to think you one of the Taliban. And I know he said that out of fear that one type of racism would become another, and these people would just knock me upside of my head. Look, going the route of entrepreneurship is dope when you got money to do it. And there's been some people who are like, hey, start a business. This that I do is the business. But there are a lot of people who will say they get stuff from me, and this is just me being real. And this is not making any of y'all feel bad. There's a lot of people who will say like, hey, I want classes from you. I want shirts from you. I want stickers from you. And I make the stuff, I put it on the website, and it's not being bought up at all. And I could do more advertising. I really could. But there are some people who will ask for stuff from me and they won't get it. And I don't know all the way what it is. And I've tried to ask some people, but nobody wants to be like the honest truth. Like, is it my blackness that you really don't respect? Is it the fact that I'm an actual scientist? Like, what is it that it is that makes you be like, I don't want him? So, starting the entrepreneurial route, I need to be, some big investor to, and yeah, y'all be sure to check out Urban Gardening with Gray. He's really dope. He's really smart. So like, check him out. But there's some people I need like significant investors. Like, that's really what I need. I need some people who will be like, here is $2 million to get started and off the ground and get a team going and do that. And I know it's not unheard of in general, but it is unheard of to a certain extent for black folk. But that's really what I need. I literally have systems set up to do all of my own reposting of content. There's so much stuff I do. I have ideas of content and videos to edit, TV shows, and the gamut. Gotta go. We'll call you later. Davita, please call me. Sometime before 6, though. Sometime before 6 or after 7 Eastern Standard Time. You probably already left, though. But nonetheless, I'm out here taking a walk in the woods. We started talking about racism, and now I was talking about jobs I was working at and how inclusivity ain't all the way inclusive. That's their ethnocentrism and bias. It's ridiculous any of these people are in positions of power. Detroit City. How are you, my dear? It's so good to see you up here. And you are right, jumping backwards and forwards in this conversation. There are certain people who just should not be in positions of power because they are racist and prejudiced. They are biased. They are the people that we should not allow to control anything. But unfortunately, those people are also the people who talk a good game and know enough people. Like, in 2016 and 2024, we have seen that there are more people who will go the route of saying something to cover up the fact that they're racist and prejudiced, then there are people who are upfront about fighting it off. We see that. The environment is literally a place where we have a person who says multiple things, and they have an audience that just says, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna make eggs cheaper." Okay, great. We gonna go with you. Well, actually, I can't make eggs cheaper. He's right. It's all crooked Hillary's fault. Like there are people who just go with whatever flow, and it's unfortunate. That's why I'm dating one. We were friends first, and now I can't see my life without her. She's a bad boss woman. She molded me into a hustler. I love that for you, Lees. There's a lot of them. You're right about that. I agree with the entrepreneur suggestion, but you can align it with your values by finding others like you and starting cooperative enterprise. Take care, brother. Maybe we could talk this weekend. I want to see if we can problem solve and we'll help you out somehow. I would love that. Please problem solve with me. I literally need the thing I've run into with entrepreneurship, and this thing talk to the last two things, is some of it is you work now and get stuff later. And I speak, I talk, I can repot your plants, I can teach you how to do stuff, I do lectures, I am a personality, I do MC, I've been on podcasting, I can edit videos, I create graphics, I edit pretty much all of my own videos, all the little fancy stuff y'all see, that's me. Anything you see on my page, unless it's me going to another organization to speak, I've made it myself. So doing all of that and then being like, entrepreneur, it's like, I need entrepreneur to like immediately pay. I'm sick of waiting. And even when it comes to the cooperative enterprise, I've definitely had that idea of like reaching out to people and being like, hey, let's see what we can do together. But even then, I found other garden communicators, but I've not found other scientific communicators. And there's a slight nuance to that. Because while I can talk about gardening and plants, I also like to do stuff like I come out into the woods and just look at plants and be like, y'all see that? This is a moss. Like this. Y'all see that? This is a moss. Like this is beautiful. And this moss is thriving because this area stays wet apparently. I don't remember when it last rained here in Carolina. But it's just here, growing. I want to talk about crazy things like taking this area. This is a wild area here near my apartment complex. It stays relatively wet, and it looks like, except during the winter months, while all the trees drop their leaves, it is pretty much shaded. I would love to do like a shade garden out here. Natives, some edibles, something that the neighborhood or the people could just walk out here and get. Granted, I don't know what else be out here because I've never seen any animals out here outside of insects and like squirrels and crap. But I would love to do stuff like that. I would love to be able to go to like different organizations and talk about getting black folks into the spaces. Like, this is how you really reach out to black people, and this is what it's going to take. You just can't say that you have a desire and then not put your money for it. Because you will pay for the big name you want to get out, and then you will tell black and brown people they need X amount of dollars. No, that's not how any of this works. If I'm getting less than my intellectual property is worth, nah, that's not the way. That is a big find. Often covertly cultivated. We love that. Native food forest. I'd love to just get a chair and just sit out here, but I'd be afraid that I'd look up and it'd be like a black bear or something, or a coyote, a bobcat. I'm not in that part of the world, that part of North Carolina. Or a puma, God forbid. I'm not in that part of Carolina either, I don't think. A coyote or a wolf just walk up on me. Look up and I'm surrounded by 6 wolves. Whew. It's been nice to be outside. Let me see. I'm trying to make sure I'm not going into nobody's private property because I also know they be shooting out here. Sometimes I'd wake up and there's somebody out here shooting, and I don't know if they're shooting at each other, shooting at game. And usually they can't be shooting at game with the way they shooting. They shooting like they in a San Andreas game. What y'all up to? I'm gonna answer some quick questions before I walk out of the woods. Quick questions, rapid fire. I'm a plant biologist. You can ask me anything. Anything. I'll do anything for your smile. Anything. My stepdad saw a black panther in the Croatan. Now you see that's how I know that I'm a Carolinian, because I was like the Croatan 2 weeks ago. No photo. Look, I believe it. I just moved into a house in Durham. What should I plant? Number one, you should plant yourself into my inbox so I can give you some soil and some pots. That's number one, JP. Number two, and I say give, so that means it's free. Number two, it depends on what you like. It depends on what you like and if your space is set up. So if you have a house and you're like, I love flowers, let's grow some flowers. Let's grow some herbs. Let's grow some food, right? I have some sunflowers I'm growing. I have some tomatoes I'm growing. I'm gonna have extra tomatoes. What part of it? Message me. Don't tell the people here what part of Durham you in. But there's so much you can do outdoors and indoors as well. You can do indoor plants, house plants. There's just so many. So consider all of that. Let's see. Whenever you are considering what to plant in an area you might have just moved to, and this is for any of you, you can go to Cooperative Extension for your county, the website, or just visit them in person. There's one for every county in the United States. And you'll be able to see, like, what's the actual deal, what you can legitimately grow. So check that out. We got bears and mountain lions out here, and coyotes. Look, I'm sure we got all of that out here, because I haven't seen bears out here, not out in the wild. I've seen, me and my ex was walking a long time ago in Raleigh at night, and there was something rustling in the woods. Like it was like pitch black, and it's like a stretch of street, and on one side is like this high grew up grass where it's like a ditch, and it's like this other side of grow grass, and we heard something rustling and trustling, and we look, it's like, when we stopped, because I was like, something's coming out. It's like, maybe it's like a rat or something. I kid you not. We see the silhouette, and this was big, so I think coyotes are bigger than wolves, right? Silhouette. The silhouette looked like it came to like right here. Like this was this big of an animal. Like I could have rode on its back. Not comfortably for it, but I could have got on its back. And we turned around. It didn't even look at us. It just walked right by. We turned around and ran to that house. My daughter is growing lettuce for her reptiles. What's the best method? Now, reptiles, I don't think would need that much lettuce. So you could probably do it like in a hydroponic or semi-hydroponic, meaning that you do it in water and like leca balls or pebbles. So you could get like the lettuce, like the little romaine lettuce, the little romaine lettuce hearts. You chop them up. You keep like a couple of inches, maybe 2-3 inches of that. You put it in a little water. I save the glass jars from yogurt. I think it's like the Yoplait U or something like that. And, caught my hair. I save those and put them in there. And then if you have like several of them going, you can be able to do that. The other way would be just to grow it outdoors, especially when the season is right, because you could get a couple of plants going from seed and be pretty much good to go. Extension has a plant sale. Please check them out. If you go to Extension and you see Gabe or Cheryl Lynn, tell them I said, what's up? Because those are my people. No, wolves are bigger than coyotes, I'm pretty sure, at least out here. Yes, the wolves, whichever one is bigger, it was a gigantic animal. And us two animals took our hindparts home. So that's the best way to grow lettuce, like, in my opinion. You have to, and them turtles are back on that log. Look at them, sunning it up. Again, depending on how much you're feeding them at any time, it would be best to have multiples going at once. But that's just my opinion. The wee yogurt, thank you. That's what it's called, in the little glass. So there's like the wee yogurt, and there's another one that comes in a glass. I feel like Noosa, the small Noosa. No, that's a plastic container for the small one. I like Noosa too, but yeah, the wheat yogurt. What other questions y'all got for me? Because I'm pretty much almost out of the woods. I took a little walk. A little bit of a step, step, walk, step. Just to get the blood pressure going. My heart rate going. Well, I'll just keep talking until I get back in the house. Again, it's the time to start growing plants in the east side of the world for the most of us. Start considering what you're going to grow. Start planning what you're going to grow. Start thinking about what you're going to grow. And if and I was you, before you listen to any garden influencer, it's just like saying that you can grow plants for any area and not tell you specifically where. Please go to Cooperative Extension. Already got my seeds started. Me too. I got some sunflowers and some tomatoes started. My peppers ain't came up. I really want to grow, what is it called? The little purple tomato. That's the GMO one, but I haven't grown those yet. I haven't remember where I put my seeds. I have some seeds I saved from last year. I need to just try to grow those and see what I get from them. I do it with my green onions, use the greens out of the root. Exactly. Propagation is cool when you do a kitchen scrap garden. You'll be surprised. Like I've had onions from kitchen scrap gardening, green onions, red onions, Cherokee purple, not them. So the little purple tomato, I love a Cherokee purple, but the little purple tomato is a GMO, genetically modified tomato. It's the only GMO seed that you can actually buy as a home gardener. And you grow basically cherry tomatoes that are purple. So I love them because their flavor is dope. I tried to grow some a couple of years ago. It did not work out too good for me because I had fell into a depression. That's really the reason why. But I want to grow them because I want to be able to do some crossing with a Cherokee purple because I love cherry tomatoes. But I prefer a slicer. Like if I'm going to be eating a tomato, I prefer a slicer. Didn't I have 3 of y'all? Maybe I didn't. Well, like lots of scientists. So GMO is not inherently bad. Let me tell you, genetically modified organisms are not inherently bad. Why do I say that? What a genetically modified organism is they take a gene out of one unrelated situation, like for the little purple tomato, a snapdragon, and they put it into a tomato. Now, can it be bad? Yes.